Sorry, straight white men, it seems like nothing in Hollywood is ever going to be made for you ever again. Hi y'all, SnarkyJay cosplay here. So I've gotten a number of DMs and message requests and comments recently asking me to talk about the new Doctor Who. Disney has their hands firmly in the Doctor Who pot, and it seems like the internet is ablaze about it for all the wrong reasons. Now, I never watched Doctor Who growing up, I don't have any plans to watch Doctor Who now, but I did want to research a little bit of what is going on with the series and analyze why it is you guys want me to talk about it so badly. And in doing that, I came across an article, and we're not going to dive super deep into the contents of the article because, like I said, I haven't actually watched Doctor Who as a series, so I can't talk about what everybody's complaining about. But what I do want to talk about is the comfort level of people writing articles like these. Sorry, straight white men, Doctor Who was never made for you. Now, this article is an op-ed piece written for Metro Entertainment UK, and essentially the article seeks to talk about the different things that people are complaining about when it comes to Doctor Who. Diversity being one of them, the fact that the main character is now a little more flamboyant, all these different things that apparently are being complained about when it comes to the show. The article then goes into all the other choices that would have maybe been considered woke in the past, right? And how Doctor Who has always been reinventing different things and involving different topics and all these different unique things that really nobody's complaining about right now. But that title is what I'm really honing in on right now. Sorry, straight white men, Doctor Who was never made for you. See, there is a huge problem with a title like that in an article that just cites how diverse and unique a show has been for years. When you say, well, this show was never for you, I mean, look how many people of color were in it, look how many women were in it, look at these stories we wrote. Well, essentially what you're saying is that straight white men can only watch and appreciate, will only understand straight white stories. And I can hear Twitter blazing right now about the fact that reverse racism doesn't exist, right? It's impossible to be bigoted against, for example, straight white men because straight white men run the world, right? And sure, they aren't a marginalized group. I'm a straight Hispanic female, so I can understand that I don't really have the exact viewpoint nor the exact privileges or advantages of a straight white male. But at the end of the day, when did we choose to take straight white men and turn them into the enemy of the media? A big property like Marvel, right, puts out a project that fails, like The Marvels or She-Hulk, both of which were incredibly lame, and they can come out and go, well, you know what, it wasn't for straight white men, and that's why it failed, because the straight white men tried to watch it and they hated it, and that's what happened. It wasn't for you. I mean, as a giant media corporation, isn't it your job to make content for everybody? Doctor Who's been around for years. How could you make a Doctor Who project and go, well, you know what, it was never for you, right? You don't like it because the fact of the matter is that it was never for you. Never mind that you've been watching it for, what, 50 or 60 years? It was never for you, and that's why you don't understand it. And so we live now in an era where the media and all these media conglomerates producing content are just picking different groups to sort of say, well, this wasn't for you and it flopped because of you. Well, you didn't support it because you're this. And I don't think that's acceptable to do to any group. Let's say the people behind Reacher saw declining numbers and complaints about how hyper-masculine the show was. I don't know, I've never seen Reacher, I just think Alan Ritchson is yummy.
Stop it. Get some help.
My whole point is that if they made an article and said, sorry LGBTQ community, Reacher isn't for you, the LGBTQ community would be alight, and properly so. How the can you just look at a group of people and say, well, shut the up, your opinion's invalid because we didn't make this for you, so shh. I don't really think that's fair to do to anybody, especially when you're looking at the fact that it's not like this is some cultural thing. That's not what Doctor Who or Marvel or DC or Star Wars has ever been. All of those properties have been for everybody. All of these properties are for everybody when it comes to making money, but when they fail, then, well, it wasn't for you. You weren't supposed to watch it, and that's why this is going down the toilet. We can't keep letting these companies do this. I'm sorry. Again, I'm not a straight white man. Straight white men are the cause of a lot of problems for me. I get a lot of nasty DMs and comments and online abuse from straight white men, and yet I don't come on here and say, well, you know what, my content isn't for any of you, because you guys, like, why? Why choose a specific group of anybody to target and say this is not for you? I mean, if you want views and you want to make money, you want to make stuff that everybody can enjoy. And so when people complain, why chalk it up to their race or ethnicity or sexual identity or gender? That's entirely what discrimination is. Why is it okay for the media to continually blame their failures and their criticisms on the fact that somebody might be a particular gender or a particular sexuality or a particular race? I mean, essentially they're putting everybody in a very hive-minded box. That's like if they said, well, all women like She-Hulk. Are you implying that I am unwilling to think like a normal person because I have certain parts, and that means that I'm united with every other woman and we all love She-Hulk? No, that's not something you could say, because it would be inaccurate and it would also border on misogynistic. So why are we now living in a time where discrimination and playing the blame game against one particular group is acceptable as long as you pick the correct group? I don't know, guys. I don't really like media companies being able to tell me who I should blame when their projects fail. How about I just blame the fact that your writers suck and you take things in weird directions and I don't want to watch what you're making? No, again, I don't have a particular investment in Doctor Who at all. The point is that you see these articles when you're researching and it makes you think about where society is going. When the media can no longer take the blame or accept criticism for their own failures, they now have to take it upon themselves to blame you, the audience, certain subsections of the audience, because of course you're incapable of having an opinion that could be justified if you're a straight white man. You're just never gonna think logically enough. And that's all from me. I've been SnarkyJay. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. For more SnarkyJay, join me on Twitch from 6 to 8 EST on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can also check out and follow me on Instagram, and if you'd like to support me, this channel, and my content creation, do check out and consider subscribing to my Patreon for exclusive photo shoot sets and content. I will add links to all of those in the description below, and let me know your thoughts on straight white men in the comments below.